Well, good morning guys, welcome back to the GKP. New Year's Day. Happy New Year to you all. New Year, same problems. Check this out. As you can see there guys, we have had a little bit of a disaster through the evening, through last night. The pond has pumped itself, well, I won't say empty, but I will say enough to switch it off. But I've lost 3 inches of water out of the pond. Yesterday whilst doing a short little live, I was messing around with the filter, giving it a clean, and I kept getting absolutely tons and tons of leaves coming up through the bottom drain. So let's find out what's gone on. I think I know what's gone on. I think I know what's happened. So we'll get to find out together. Excuse me. New year, new cold. So here we go guys. As you can see there, this barrel and this barrel, and that's exactly where I thought it would be. Look just there. We have got a little leaf. I was getting tons and tons and tons of leaves yesterday coming up and getting stuck in the pump. Absolutely tons of them. So I'm going to say now that this filter, where I have this bar here, will have got slightly clogged up with little leaves like this that have managed to make its way through the pump and into the filter. Being squashed, it's trapped in the lid. So I'm going to get the pond filling back up first of all, and then I'm going to remove that pipe and make sure that there's no bits of muck stuck inside. The choice of not having an outside tap to your back garden, absolute nightmare. I'll get the pond topping back up. Oh, it could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. So we get that filling back up. Everybody's perfectly fine though. No casualties, no issues, no problems. We've still got air running, but both pumps are connected to that float valve. So I can't express how important it is if you're a pump fed system to have one of these fitted, guys. This has happened to me a couple of times, and it's always when I've messed around with the pumps a little bit, when I've messed around with the pumps or the filter and I'm getting leaves coming up through the pond, we end up with this problem. Just going to grab this little tiny little net, get those few little leaves off. Landmines on floor as well from last night. Dog sneaky had a sneaky pull on. We'll get these little bits up off the surface while we can, and we've got the opportunity. These tiny little bits of leaves like this are getting up, which I could have had sorted, but it's Christmas, or it was Christmas. Now the new year, so all that period's done with. But there we go, we got them out. So there's some more that won't be coming back through. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, there you go, look, see, they're all around the inside of the lid. So they've all got clogged up. The filter's got clogged up with these small little fine leaves that have been on bottom drain. Has pulled them up and clogged up the filter, and then what I really need to do is fit an overflow system. And that's easier said than done. But my carpet on the shed floor is absolutely soaking wet through. Yeah, little leaves everywhere. But yeah, the beauty of having a shut off. And I'll tell you something else now. This filter system this year, didn't do it last year so much, but this year has proper sweated up. Condensation, warmer in the filter house, colder water passing through the filter, and we get a lot of condensation on the pipework. A bit of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. As you can see, it's all over that barrel there, look. It's all wet through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower those couple of pieces of media out of the inside of the lid. I'm just going to lower the watering level in here. I'm going to take that pipe out there, because I know that pipe will be clogged up with little bits of leaves. So when that pipe gets clogged up with leaves, it stops the pump from being able to, the water from being able to be pumped from this chamber into this chamber and out of this chamber and into this one to return fast enough. This starts to overflow a little, and this starts to overflow because it can't get as much water out, as you can see all the way around top of the lid of that one wet through. So design fault. What I really need to do is increase this pipe work to a 3-inch diameter and make again, make a new one of these in a bigger diameter and replace these. The feed-in's fine, it's just the flow out, and then I can have it running a little bit faster as well. I could probably have it running then at 10,000 litres an hour, as opposed to the, well, it'll run comfortably at 8 without any issues, unless we get a crap ton of leaves soaked up through the filter, which blocks it up. But it did it before, just at the back end of summer, when I had a bit of blanket weed. When I treated, the blanket weed all clogged it up in exactly the same manner, and we had the same issues. A bit warmer again this morning, 7.2 degrees in the pond. But I just thought I might as well, I mean, I could have just kept my mouth shut and not said no, but I thought this, if nothing else, will show how just important it is to have one of these float valve shut-offs fitted to your pond. And as it's new day, new year, the first video of 2024. Can't believe it. Wake up first thing, feeling a bit delicate, bit of an headache, and we're having to come straight out and work on pond. But it's the joys and the hobby of keeping koi, isn't it? It's what we have to do. It's one of them things. But the main thing is, having that fitted means it's got shut off. The fish have been perfectly fine. They still had as much water in there, well, maybe 800-900 litres. I'd say probably close to 900 litres we've lost out of the pond, so it's like it's had a good water change, but ideally suited really. We could have done without it, but it is what it is. So yeah, Happy New Year GKP, Happy New Year to you all. What I will do is I'll get this cleaned off, and if there's lots of leaves inside it and what have you, I'll show you so you can see, and then we'll know just what it is, and then it's not really something that could be avoided if I'd have had a net on. It says if you'd have had a net on, it wouldn't have happened. But actually, these leaves are that small, they would have passed through the net anyway. And there's all the leaves off of this bush here, look, now you can see that one's completely empty. It's all the tiny little leaves that come off of that, and now they're all gone. So we ain't gonna have this problem again this year. We might have the same issue again come next year, but with the shut off valve on it, it's not that big of a deal, apart from the inside of the shed floor is absolutely soaking wet through. I won't be lying. I would be lying if I said that the first time, because you didn't at all. What I will show you as well, I have just ordered a new replacement seal kit for this, because the seals inside this one have gone. They've blown. And I need to get these replaced and put the new ones in. I ordered some last night, so they should be with me very shortly. And then I'll do a little video. Basically, just undo these bolts, separate them apart, put the new seals in, bolt them back together. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but I will show you how to do that when they come in. So I'm going to get this sorted out, get this little pipe out and cleaned up. And as you can see there, look, the pump's off, the air just keeps turning over in here, and the air keeps turning over in there, but the pond's filling back up, and we'll get it sorted out, and I'll get back to you in a tick. So there we go, guys. I've removed this, I give it a clean. It was all clogged up with leaves and crap, so I've just taken it in, given it a good blast off and a rinse off, and now it's all nice and clean all the way through. But yeah, bit of a design fault really. Can't have it any bigger than that hot size hole as the media goes through. Can't have it any smaller because it clogs up in the even faster. But yeah, all done, all clean. All I need to do now is bang this back in here and get this back in, which is probably going to need both hands for. Just need to get that pull back into position, so give me a tick. There you go, now you can see there, back into position. This touches the back wall, and I dropped the water level a little just so that I can get it in there and get it back out without getting my hand wet. But that just slides back in to the inside of this. Homemade filters do come with their own problems, and you know, I'm not claiming to be this filter system's perfect. It does do a good job, but from time to time I do have a couple of issues with this. Hence the reason why both of my filters are running, sorry, both the pumps are running and on a shut off system. Should it happen, then I don't have to deal with that being completely emptied. It's got about another 2.5 inch to top back up. As soon as that's topped back up, everything should be hunky-dory, and then all I need to do is reset the float valve switch there just by lifting it up and letting the ball bearing settle again flat on the inside. I could probably get it going now, but I'll wait for it to fill up a little bit more and I'll go finish my coffee. So I'll get back to you in a tick. Right guys, as you can see there now, the pump is literally just kicked in. I've just lifted that little float back up and set the bearing. The first small little pump, which is just a little circulation but keeps the fines out for this little filter system. And this one now should start filling back up. Slowly but surely, and then from that barrel into this one and returning. But it does take a little bit to build back up again. And no doubt there's probably tons of leaves inside there if it's been pulling them up again all night. I'll pop it up a little bit, speed the process up a little. If the pump's blocked. Sounds like there might be some leaves in there. Again. Yesterday I had to pump about, I had to take this pump apart yesterday a good 5 times because of all the leaves that it was picking up from off the bottom of the pond. Absolute nightmare, which is probably what's caused this, because throughout the rest of the evening then I left it be to do what it were doing. Oh, anyway, just a off-topic subject, but as we all have ponds and we all invite nature into our gardens, if you can, guys, stick a little bit of something out for the birds. There's naff all around there for them to eat. I put them some mealworms out and some wax balls in on both these feeders because there's nothing around for them so much at this time of year. We've got a water source where they can come and have a drink from. If you can put them a little bit of food out and you're happy to do so, give them a little bit of an hand through these winter months, because there's very few, and they've had enough problems as it is without them having to struggle through the winter and trying to be able to get by on next to no food. Let's have a look at this. Right, as you can see, this is why I want to replace this little gate valve, because this leaks now, and obviously this pisses out all over my floor. So the problem I've got now is because it's been overnight and the pump switched itself off, this is now airlocked. But it's easy enough to solve and easy enough to sort, and I'll show you how I do that. So as you can see there, guys, there's all the leaves. That was just inside the pump, so just got all them out. This is the little fine stuff that's getting through, and you can see how all those leaves that's down there, all this lot, this is everything that it sucked up off at bottom of the pond yesterday, all what I took out. I just put it top of plant pot there, it mulches down and turns into a little bit of compost for inside there. I take a jug of water from the pond, and then all we do is I'd like to say I was worried about the floor getting wet, but seeing as though the pond's pumped about 1,000 litres all over the floor, I don't think I really need to be worrying about it. It can't get much more wetter than it already is. Now the non-return valve that's in the bottom of the pond, they are good, but they're not 100% watertight, and when it's left for hours, they eventually do allow the flow all the way back and through. There you go. Right. So that's that top back up, connect the pipe back up, and once we've got that pipe connected back up, I'll switch it on and I'll show you. Snip this back up. Make sure this one's nipped back up. And I will get a towel to dry off that bit there then. Now, hopefully, when I press this now and open up that valve, just enough to draw it through to pull it back up and reprime the pipe. And that is how you clear an airlock system on a dry fed pump. Well, that's how I clear an airlock system on my dry fed pump. So now this should start filling up. Fill up the first barrel from this one into this one, from this one into this one, and returning again. He says, there you go. You can hear it coming now through this pipe. That barrel's full. And then this one should start to rise up. See, there's the odd leaf still in there, then I just saw one roll through there. That's flowing from that one and then into this one, and we should be returning back to the pond. Yep, there you go. That's running now. This year I am going to upgrade this pipe work and make this section from here bigger and this one, and then the return bigger. There we go, that's that done. That's one problem solved. Pond is nearly completely topped back up, so I'll let that carry on topping back up and I'll get back with your tick. Right guys, there we go, got a nice rolling boil on there again, so that's going as it should. Let me just give that lens a clean. There we go, nice rolling boil. That lid back on. The one thing I've noticed when these barrels get emptied and the system does what it's done, these pipes tend to get a bit of an airlock, it's locking them, and when they get an airlock in them I just give them a little bit of a tap, and then that gets, you hear it gurgles through and into this one, and then I do the same again, give this one a little bit of a tap and it gurgles through and into this one, and then it seems to be alright then. But you know, the joys of making your own filter system, guys. It works well until it doesn't. Now I need to get a towel, get everything dried off and keep my eye on it for a little bit. But pond's nearly fully topped back up. It's flowing back in again, and 7 degrees, and they all look like they're looking around for a little bit of food again. I might just give them a sprinkle. Yesterday I did do some water tests as well, and I noticed that the KH was at 4, so I'll put a little bit of bicarb in just to make sure that we keep that pH levels up. Ammonia was cock on, nitrite, nitrates bang on. pH was 7.5, but now obviously that I've added the buffer up, that will have taken it back up to about 8.5 again. But yeah, looking around like they're interested and they want a bit of food, so we'll give them a little bit, see if they want a bit of something to eat. And again guys, this is just what I do. I'm not saying everybody else should do, but I'll give them a little bit just to keep them sustained. See if they're interested. There you go. Straight up, straight on it. Still feeding well. Not zero detriment to them, the pump being off all night. They're happy to be feeding. Whenever they're coming up for it, I'm going to keep giving it them. Only a small amount, obviously. I'm feeding them stupid amounts, but because I have been feeding them, and with the temperatures being as low as what they had, I did think I'd give them a quick check and make sure that filter system was still handling what I'm feeding, and there's absolutely no problem there at all. Absolutely cock on. So that's the pond topped up. I'm not going to fill it up anymore because no doubt it's probably going to piss it down again, and when it does it's only going to overflow the pond, but everybody's looking good. So we'll have that bit now as classed as topped up and full. Sorry guys, need both hands a second. There we go. They're all looking good. I just hope that this season, because we can say that now being 2024, I just hope that this season we can get some size on them. Well, just thought I'd show you this. My little Christmas present I got from son and his girlfriend. Little bonsai Lego kit. It's also got a little blossom thing to do as well, so you can change it for the spring. The mug's out there now. I thought I'd do a little bit of an update and show you how these guys were getting on. So there's the lemon arawake, which has done some serious growing. It's about 11 cm now. It's looking good. And the others, I think this is a Yamabuki from Adam Byers, and the two Kajaku, the little Deutz, Kikasui of some type, and a little Sankey, all doing pretty well, all getting some good size to them. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get some good size on this and get this one out in pond, along with the other Yamabuki too. And then I might be seeing what we can do with these for Daz, see if we can get some size on them and see how they develop. I might even do a giveaway on a couple of them. But they're all doing well, they're all coming on good, they're all getting some good size. Look at the pattern on that, it's lovely. But from 7 cm to 11 cm in exactly 5 weeks and 1 day, which is not bad at all. And for those that were watching the live that we did from the koi house, from the filter house on Sunday, New Year's Eve, you'll have seen that me and Jeff Lees have been having a little competition with one of Daz's asagis that we both took. We both took one each, and there were 7 cm when we got them. That were last year. And now mine is 27 cm and Jeff's were 31. But, and I say this with a but I wasn't aware we were changing the rules of the game, Mr. Lees, and somebody went with heat in his pond. I was in the lead all year. And then Jeff, towards the latter end of the season, heated his pond and he beat me by 31 cm to my 27 cm. Mr. Lees, I wasn't aware we were allowed to heat. But I will say to you, sir, well done. And they both turned out to be really nice fish, mate, aren't they? I mean, it's not bad growth, that, in 12 months, 20 cm. Especially in an unheated pond, and especially in a smaller pond than what Jeff's volume was. So I don't think I've done too bad. I just hope that the rest of them that I've just got, the new ones, in the next 12 months can do some similar sort of growth. But that's 2024 kick-off start for GKP. All good fun, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, no harm lost, and a disaster narrowly avoided. If you haven't got one, guys, and you are pump fed, you know, it can happen at any time. Even when you've got an hangover and you're feeling a bit rough and a bit delicate from New Year's Eve to New Year's Day. All I will say is, Happy New Year to you all. I hope your season kicks off slightly better than what mine has, because the last thing I expected to be doing was out doing this. If you're enjoying this kind of content, guys, do us a huge favour. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. Until next time, keep smiling, guys. Happy New Year to you all, and we'll catch you on the next one.